What? Oh my God!
Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. All right, buddy. All right, buddy. Here we go. We're going live now. Final score from Atlanta. Some call it Bat Street, Atlanta, GA. Your Kansas City Chiefs, 22, and the Bat Street, Atlanta Dirty Birds, 17. In a game where the defense had to step up twice in the fourth quarter when the Falcons were driving the football down the field. Some say it was a questionable defensive call when they didn't throw the flag on Brian Cook. They didn't make the call. Consequently, the Falcons went for it on fourth down, and they didn't get it. Then the Chiefs, all they had to do with 4 minutes left, up 5, was get a couple of first downs and force the Falcons to use a couple of timeouts. They didn't get it. Xavier Worthy stopped on his crossing pattern. If he would have kept running, Mahomes would have hit him in stride. But that's a rookie wide receiver trying to expeditiously learn Andy Reid's high-flying, high-intellectual, high-brains offense. It didn't happen. Then the Falcons got the ball back. They drove the ball down the field. And on 4th and 1 at the 7 or 8 yard line, Nick Bolton, who's been ridiculed, well, not ridiculed, but really criticized the first couple of games for being long down the field as a linebacker in coverage. He played close to the freaking line of scrimmage. He made the play on 4th down when the game mattered most. But that's just the ending, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to expand on the whole game here. My guest, as you know him, you love him, the Kansas City Chiefs, first-round draft pick in 1991, 21st overall out of LSU. Give it up for my man, Harvey Williams. Harvey, how in the hell you doing on another late-night game, buddy?
I appreciate it, man. It's late, and it was a great game. I'm sweating bullets. My wife got it so cold I had to go put on a sweatshirt. But great game, man. We pulled it off. Atlanta I think is going to be a great team later on in the season with Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk is a quarterback that manages. He's not gonna run through red lights and smash through stoplights and stop signs and different things. He's going to manage it and do what he needs to do. And I was scared there at the beginning of the game because they was slowly, slowing everything down. And at the end of the day, man, we pulled it out. So I'm glad about that.
Our loyal follower, John Harrison, says haters will say refs bailed him out with a non-defensive pass interference call in the end zone, but they'll forget all the laundry against the Chiefs at the end. I mean, yeah, didn't you feel like the refs were trying to make up for that they missed on the call in the end zone? So the next drive, the Vikings had the ball, there was 2 questionable defensive penalties. Are you playing in the game? Do you feel like referees try to do that? Like they'll get together during commercial break and say, we could have threw a flag then. They're like, well, we'll try to make it up to them on the next drive. How do you feel like that? Do you feel like that goes on, Harvey?
You know what? When I actually played in the National Football League, part of me thought that actually happened, but man, you got millions of people that's watching the game, and I'm not gonna say things are rigged or things like that. I think the referees try to do the best of their abilities, and when it comes to different calls, I think they on the up and up, and I really feel that in this day and age, I really don't think that guys are gonna be leaning one way or another. I'm just going because I love football so much. And I respect it so much. I think those type of things are out of the game,
Right.
in 2024.
Well, Kurt Thacker says the roughing the passer on Chris Jones was bogus. I agree. If he did anything, he helped him stay. He helped him stay, up straight because he pulled him down on top of him. So that was bogus. Bogus.
He could have mashed on him if he really wanted to. I think he lit up a little bit, but you're gonna get calls like that. But that was to me that was a bad call.
And big players make big plays in big time games. Yes, Pat Mahomes Sr. always said that to me. And the Chiefs did that today. And today it was Nick Bolton. Let's get to Kenneth Cadwell says the defense played with 2-edged swords. They stood up to hold the Falcons out of the end zone, but they also caused Falcons to drives to stay alive with too many penalties. How do you feel like the defense played as a whole when you look at the penalties and what they had to deal with, Harvey?
I think we played pretty good today, but Atlanta got a great when it comes to outside zone as far as running the football. I felt like I was watching Elway and Terrell Davis and Shannon Sharp all over again, man. I thought I was watching the Shanahan offense. They're going to slow it down. They're going to beat your ass. And I really thought that, what they were trying to do. Because, at the end of the day, Kirk Cousins is not going to really make that many mistakes if you really watch him. He's going to stay in the pocket. He's kind of hampered right now because he's a lot older now. He's not going to try to, run out the pocket. But, he stayed in the pocket and was dealing cards tonight. And I really thought that it was going to give us problems at the end of the day. But Mahomes, do what he does. But I'm going to say this, man, and I'm being respectful when I say this. Kelsey looked old tonight for some strange reason, bro.
Talk to me. Talk to me. Bring it.
Kelsey.
What about him looks old?
And I think when it comes to crunch time, that we're trying to lean on him a lot more than we did, 3 or 4 years ago. He looks slow, and I think he as a point guard coming down, right?
I'm
gonna keep it on basketball terms so everybody can understand what I'm saying.
Right.
If my main man is not, Shaquille O'Neal or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I gotta go to my second or my third guy. And I just think that, at this where we at with Kelsey, I just think he should be the second or the third option. I don't know who's the second guy behind him, but I'm quite sure. I think he's number 80 or anything like that.
Noah Gray, backup tight end.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But, Rice did his thing tonight, and I just think that with Rice and Worthy, I think Kelsey should be like the third or the fourth option. I really believe that because he just really looked old tonight, man. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it just looked like he was moving in slow motion tonight.
Well, you have to call it like you see it. And the only drive we saw him at was the drive that the Kansas City Chiefs opened up the second half with. He caught that 23-yarder down the middle, and he started catching passes. But that was it. Let's go to the beginning of the game. Drake London caught that touchdown pass, and he was the Falcons drew it up brilliantly. Drew Tranquil and Najee Johnson on coverage. They both went to the guy on the inside, and London caught that pass for a touchdown, and that was that was, now I won't say demoralizing, but that was kind of upsetting. In 3 games, the Chiefs are 3-0, and we're going to talk about that in great length. But
Right.
in all 3 games, the opposition on the opening drive, Baltimore Ravens, opening drive, went down and scored. Cincinnati went right down the field. They got to the 3-yard line, but the Chiefs held them to a field goal, but they scored. Tonight, Falcons on the opening possession go down the field and scored. I think, and I've been watching Spagnuolo coach defense for quite a while now with the Chiefs, and what I get from him is I think he just keeps his defense basic on the opening drive. He wants to see what he's up against. He doesn't let him score per se, but Steve Spagnuolo is not going to show the opposing offenses anything while during the first drive. He's not going to show them a design blitz. So if teams go down the field and score either a touchdown or a field goal, he's like, okay, I got the blueprint here. I see what they're doing. I see how they went down the field and scored. How do you look at the way the Chiefs has started the last few games and how they finished, Harvey?
On defense, Spag, I love him to death. I think he blitzes a little too much for my taste, but it's like a heavyweight boxing match, man. You're feeling each other. And I'm taking some headshots, and we're gonna scuffle for about 30 or 40 seconds, and it's not checkers. We're playing chess, if that makes sense. So I understand, and at the end of the day, Shag, all defensive coordinators, they're not gonna show their hand at the beginning of the game. They're trying to figure out what their opponent is trying to do, and then in third and the fourth quarter, then we can figure out what they're doing. And at the end of the day, man, the most important thing that happened tonight is we got that dub, bro. So that's exactly what happened. But from here on out, man, I just think that Kelsey gonna have to step his game up. We're gonna have to put him or hide him, and them young guys gonna have to step up. And I just really feel tonight that I was almost throwing my wine glass at the TV screen tonight, man, because I really think we put a whole lot of pressure on Mahomes to do things that he's capable of doing. I just think when he presses a lot, I just think a lot of bad things are going to happen here. Right.
And we saw it on the first drive. The Chiefs had a beautiful long 15-play drive. Then on 2nd and 8 at the 15, he tries to hit Noah Gray. But who gets him? The guy that gets him, who got him at Denver, Justin Simmons, with the 6th career interception against Patrick Mahomes, killing that drive. So now you're thinking, man, how did the Denver Broncos let him get out of Denver? But I'm glad he did. But it was unfortunate that he intercepted Patrick Mahomes on that opening drive, because you thought, wow, are we going to be in for this kind of game? Then you thought, okay, it's Justin Simmons going to be in Patrick Mahomes' head, because that's 6 interceptions against Patrick Mahomes in 6 straight games. Yeah. So he's on the Falcons now, so we don't have to worry about him the next 2 times we play Denver. So see you, Justin. But the Chiefs defense held. Then they went down the field. Then Rashee Rice caught that beautiful crossing pattern and went in for the touchdown. Beautiful play. What did you think about that touchdown pass to Rashee Rice? And what do you think about his growth now, especially because he is the number 1 factor on this team with Travis Kelce not being a factor? What do you think about Rashee Rice, Harvey?
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I thought Worthy should have made a whole lot more bigger plays than he did tonight. Rice is the man. Kelce is the man. But the offense. I'm gonna say this. The plays need to run through, Rice, because me and you was texting back and forth, and you say he looked kind of tired a little bit, but I mean he's making all the plays, and Kelce to me looks like, bro, Kelce looked like an old man to me tonight, bro, and I really think that he just the way he comes off, he's not coming off the line like he normally do back 3 or 4 years ago, but that comes with age. We all get old, Shaggy. I can't, hey, bro, I can't do the things that I used to do, 5 or 6. My wife let me know that on a daily basis. You ain't the same dude. And I'm like, what? Really? I'm not the same dude. So, at the end of it, you're gonna have to bring in somebody that like a guy like Rice and
Juju stepped up. Juju, okay, let's
P. Ryan, bro. We're gonna have to run the offense through P. Ryan and Steele. And get them guys. Both of them look a little stiff, but I think that comes with not playing a lot of rust, and let them show out, be like Michael Jackson on Broadway and do their thing. between those two guys. I really think we need to run the offense between those two big backs if Pacheco can't come back.
Well, Kareem Hunt, like I said, he just came back. Yeah. And I know you're talking about saying you're not in shape. You're not in shape. I would take some question with that, Harvey, because I seen your video of you working out at your house with your wife. You still look like you're in great shape. You're riding your 10-speed while your son's running around the neighborhood and cross country. You look like you're in great shape, Harvey. I think if you came in for a workout, you'd be a serious candidate. What kind of shape are you in, Harvey?
Yeah, and my daddy would tell you you're totally wrong. And hey, guess what? And I was riding my bike, and my son was running 6 miles. And it's different, bro. If your ass ain't been putting that fire, and I'm sitting there directing and different things. Kareem Hunt been sitting at the crib for I don't know how long, but
right.
I mean, think about it. If I told him to run from here, I got a grocery store about 2 miles from here. If I told him to run to the grocery store, get there and come back in under 15 minutes, I don't think he could do it. On top of that, you got somebody trying to take your head off, and you in and out of coverages. You trying to pick up blitzes and different things like that. If you haven't been doing it, it's gonna be a long. But hey, he's a stud. He kicked ass when he was here. He kicked ass when he was in Cleveland, and it's gonna be. I just want to understand. I just want to understand what he's gonna look like when he get in that lineup. So we'll see.
Well, I'm willing to give him because we need him. Because Pacheco ain't going to be back till the end of December, so we need Kareem Hunt and Steele and Pirine to be those guys. The only advantage Kareem Hunt, and we're talking about next week, obviously, the only advantage Kareem Hunt has over Samari Pirine is Kareem Hunt's rookie season, he had Matt Nagy as his offensive coordinator in 2017. Matt Nagy, after 2017, went to the Bears and became the NFL Coach of the Year in 2018. But he's got the ideology down with the offense. And I believe, and you're talking specifically to shape, I believe his shape, I think the Chiefs do not sign Kareem Hunt if he's not in shape. I think they go after a Leonard Fournette or somebody else. They go after Deneric Prince, who they had in preseason, who's on, I believe, the Jacksonville Jaguars practice squad. I think if they didn't believe in Kareem Hunt, he would have not made the team. But to your point about being physically in shape, he signed with the team 6 days ago. He's going to have to be ready next week. So he's obviously going to have split time with Steele, and I think eventually be that guy. And that's something we're going to have to watch. Okay, the Chiefs took advantage with them down to 14-10. The Chiefs took advantage of the Falcons' offensive linemen. They had two offensive linemen. Their right tackle and their center were injured, and in the second quarter, I feel like the Chiefs took advantage. The Chiefs defense took advantage of their absence in the third quarter. And in which the Falcons in the fourth quarter ended up having to go no huddle to stay one step ahead of the Chiefs, making substitutions. What did you think about the absence of their center and right tackle in the second quarter, RV?
That's a big difference, man. When you got 67, and I don't know what this big guy. He looked like he's 10 feet tall. That's a whole lot of ass and beef right there. That's a whole lot of booty right there. That's not in there trying to take care of your quarterback and your running back. And Atlanta is a running football team, man. If you really look what they were doing tonight, they outside zone, and when they say outside zone, my wife told me that. What does that mean, outside zone? Because and I was like, baby, okay, let me break it down for you. They're trying to break an area, and they're trying to get this guy that's sitting back there, number 7 in the space. He's a great runner. He can keep it front side and backside, if he needs to cut back. He's like, okay, I understand. So, at the end of the day, Atlanta's a running football team. Kirk Cousins, they're gonna play action pass you to death, and he gonna keep it simple. He gonna keep it fundamentally sound, and that's why, to me, Kirk Cousins and Atlanta are so deadly, because they're gonna keep it basic and they're gonna keep it fundamentally sound, because they got great wide receivers, they got a great running back. They got a big-ass offensive line that's going to try to blow you off the ball and try to be physical. And tonight, part of it was working at first. And then, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it again, Magic, my son, because he looked like one of my kids, Mahomes, did his thing tonight. I said, I just feel like, I think we're just putting a lot of pressure on him to do things that he shouldn't be doing, and just Piron and Steele and you're talking about Kamon Hunt. I think they're going to come on with the come on, and I think we just need to base our offense around those big guys running the football and play action pass, almost like what Atlanta is doing. Because at the end of the day, we got Patrick Mahomes, we got Rice, we got Worthy, we got Kelsey, old man Kelsey, and I think we're gonna be okay, man. I say that respectfully, man. I just watching Kelsey tonight. Coming off the line, he pretty much looked like I did at the end of my career, and he still can get things done, but he ain't got that zest and that he ain't got that no more. But he can still get open, but we need to put him like a second or third option.
Right, and Wharton made a monster hit just before halftime, taking advantage of the backup center, in my opinion, coming up the middle. And Chamari Connor made the interception, lateraled it to Jalen Watson, who took it down. Right. The Chiefs had to settle for field goal because it was near the end of the half. I felt like the Chiefs took advantage of that momentum and went down the field. And he lateraled it, like I said, to Watson. Beautiful play.
That was gangster.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, back in my day, if you did something like that, man, you get shadowed. The coaches be cussing y'all. Don't do anything like that. But our defense is FDA grade A, and I put them up against anybody, bro. And I just, it's gonna come a time we're gonna get tested every week, and with Mahomes and Reed and Kelsey. And Rice, that's box office, bro. And I just, I feel real good about what we're doing right now, and I feel like we need to, get the running game together and just, behind Piron and Hunt and Mr. Steele, Superman. I think we're gonna be okay, bro, with the long.
And when Rashee Rice went out of the game, we saw Juju Smith-Schuster catch that touchdown pass on that crossing pattern. Yeah. What do you think he brings to the team?
Juju, an old veteran, bro. He was here, then he went to the Steelers and came back. Much love, man. I guarantee you right now, he's in with the young guys. You need guys like that to be veterans and come in and school the young guys, and because in a couple of years he won't be in football anymore. And I just think, he's like a coach out there on the football field with those young guys, with Rice and Worthy. And he can't tell Kelsey anything, but you need a guy like that with those young guys, young superstars that's coming up. And I think it's a great addition when you have a guy like that. But, he did his thing tonight.
Well, let's look at the stats here for your Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes was 26 of 39 for 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Carson Steele, he was just like that guy that was just going to get at least 5 yards a carry. Had 17 carries for 72 yards, 4-yard average. Samari Piron carried it 6 times for 25 yards. Mahomes ran it for 6 for 17. Xavier Worthy had it on an end around wide receivers for 3 carries, 13 yards. And Rashee Rice had 1 for 1. Right. I know you've touched on this, saying they need to get Piron and Steele going. In my opinion, I think they're going to keep Piron as more like a Todd McNair, Kimball Landers guy that they're going to throw to out of the backfield. I think that's where he's really made his money with Cincinnati and with Denver last year. I think it's going to be Kareem Hunt. But what in an emergency role, an undrafted, the guy was listed as a fullback, came in as a running back. What do you make of Carson Steele, Harvey?
Man, I love him, bro. This is my thing, but I'm the head coach, and you the manager, or you the owner of the team. Do you put as far as I'm gonna say this? I'm gonna throw you under the bus right now. If you had to pick between the two of those guys, between Piron and Steele, who do you start?
I'm going to start whoever Andy Reid. But if you're asking me to be the coach, I'm going to go with Carson. I'm going to go with Carson Steele just because I feel like he's fresher. I'm concerned about Piron because he doesn't seem to break away enough. He doesn't. the worst case scenario, Carson Steele is going to give you 5 or 6 yards of carry, and I don't think Samari Piron's that type of back. If I'm wrong, to Harvey, what do you think? Where do you disagree with me? Are you going to start?
And I will tell you this: if we're in the office and we and we got all the names up there on the board, and we got we trying to pick between Steele and Piron, that's going to be the starter to get us through the playoff. And I would say Piron. And the reason why I would say that, experience, he's been there before. This kid is a young guy. I think he, Piron has been on a big stage. And the only reason why I would say I would have Steele on deck. And I just think Steele is just a little more stiff in his hips. Now, maybe he'll prove me wrong later on, in the playoffs, but I think we need to bring him on gradually because he's a straight line runner. If you watch him tonight, he wasn't trying to make nobody miss. He was just trying to run over somebody. And I think, with that attitude, he reminds me a little bit of Christian because Christian was a straight line runner and Christian wasn't trying to make nobody miss. And, all somebody do, hit him on his ankle or hit him on the thigh, you'll get a thigh bruise. I just think you just have he needs to have a little more shake in his shape, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, because he runs big, but you got to be able to make somebody miss when it comes to crunch time. And I just think because he wants to do so well and he got so much pressure on him, he don't want to make any mistakes. So he gonna run straight line. I think Piron would be a lot more relaxed than Steele. That's the only difference between the two. And because Piron's been there before.
Right. Well, I appreciate your insight. That's why you are my right-hand man, because you know about these running backs. All right, let's look at the receiving. Rashee Rice had 12 catches for 110 yards, and Kelsey, as we talked about, had 4 for 30. Xavier Worthy had 2 for 17. Juju had 2 for 17 and a touchdown. Piron had 3 out of the backfield for 15. Justin Watson had 1 for 13. Noah Gray 1 for 13, and Carson Steele 1 for 2. Justin Watson still 1 for 13, but it was that one big catch. It's obvious. I know, and I appreciate your insight, Harvey's thinking about, man, Kelsey's age is starting to show a little bit because the only thing we haven't seen was from week 1 when he made that triple move on that Ravens safety. That is a concern. But what do you think?
You disagree with that, though? Do you disagree with that, though, Shaq?
I think that he didn't get any passes until that one drive. He only had 2 catches for 8 yards at the halftime, and then he caught the rest of his passes on that one drive. So I think it's a concern. I think Kelsey does look like he slows down sometimes. I think he looks like he comes out of the plays a lot. But, some people may say, well, they're going to try to keep Kelsey fresh because it's a long 17-game season, and they're going to want to have him ready for the playoffs. So that's something to think about.
So let me ask you this. Is he your number one? When it comes to – is he – so who's your number when it comes to throwing the football?
Rashee Rice. It has to be.
Exactly.
But I think and as Kurt Thacker says, I think Steele has a higher ceiling. He was also a great back tonight, a great block tonight for Samari Piron. Thank you, Kurt, for that.
Yes.
And Kenneth Caldwell said, Kurt Thacker, I thought so too. They had made that announcement during the game. So, and I think he's talking about the football card. Should be his football card of him getting sandwiched there. That was. And, but, specifically to Rashee Rice and Kelsey, this is what we need to touch on because we have talked a lot about Kelsey being a non-factor. We think opposing defenses, I want to get your take on this, Harvey. Do you feel like opposing defenses now will start to bring that extra safety over to double Rashee to see if Kelsey has anything left?
I'm gonna say this. I would, and I'm gonna say this respectfully, brother. I would double Rice, and where Kelsey's at in his career right now. I think a linebacker or a safety can hold him. I really do. Back in his early days, I don't think a safety or a linebacker could hold him one-on-one. I don't believe that. But now, in his advanced stage, and I'm not saying he's in a wheelchair or walking with a cane or he's slobbering or he's like this. I just think he should be, I'm going to say basketball terms again. I think he should be the third or the fourth option. I really do believe that because what Mahomes is doing and you got Rice that's doing this thing, and then you got Worthy. I think they need to put Worthy a whole lot more in the game plan. And I think if they did that, I think Kelsey would be a whole lot more valuable than what he is right now. Now, it's not to say what happens in the playoffs because we're talking about one game. I'm talking
right.
For us to get to the playoff. And I just think, Kelsey has, he was a quarterback at one point in college. So he knows offense. He knows how to get open. But when you get to a certain age, bro, you just, I can't do what I used to do. I can't run like I used to. I can't get open like I used to. Watching them come off the ball like 4 or 5 years ago, how he used to drive off the line, he doesn't do that anymore. It's almost like he's jogging off the line, 5 or 6 yards and trying to get open and then trying to make somebody miss.
Right.
Kelsey's he's not the same anymore. And I think he should be the third or fourth option, and I think that would help us a whole lot more by doing that. Right. Now, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just, as a former football player, and when we start talking about X's and O's and different things like that, that's what I'm seeing if we're going to try to win another, a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Fred Moore says they're still double teaming Kelsey. That's why Rice was open. We will see how that moves moving forward.
Yes,
all right. In what I touched on at the beginning of the show, we saw Xavier Worthy. He went to the place at the end of the game. It was 3rd and 3 from our own 7 or our own 8 or 9 yard line with 4 minutes left. We're trying to finish this game off. And Xavier Worthy ran a crossing pattern and sat down, sat down. He stopped, and Mahomes wanted him to keep running. And is that a rookie mistake? How do they work on that, Harvey? How do they get that down so this won't happen again where they're on the same page? What do they have to do? Is this something they get on the practice?
No, it's a thing of what's the word I'm looking for? Even when I was playing football, and we run choice routes, and my running back coach would say, okay, if you're running a choice route, if I'm going out or if I'm going inside, if I take and I'm looking inside and it's a guy that's sitting out, if I'm running across the formation, if it's a guy on the other side, sit your ass down. If you keep running over there, you're going to get knocked out. So I think it's just a combination of him trying to figure out if it's man or zone. If he's running across the formation and nobody's over there, then you keep running. If it's a brick wall sitting over there, now you throttle down and you sit down in that hole right now. It's just a combination just because the game goes so fast. As a youngster coming in, is doing this, Shaggy.
Yeah.
If I'm looking this way, it's a brick wall, right? I'm gonna sit down. If I'm not ready for that, and I'm trying to make a play, I'm gonna keep running and get knocked out. That's the different things what happened with him.
Well,
I know I'm talking Chinese right now, but
no, you're not. No, that's why I have you here, Harvey, because I know a number 1 draft pick. He probably felt like he let him down because Mahomes made it obvious. He said, keep going.
Keep going.
With what you said to me, Harvey, you sound to me like you're defending Xavier, saying, well, I couldn't keep going. So would that be your rebuttal to Mahomes saying, hey, I wanted to sit down right here because I was open. You need to hit me here. As a rookie number 1 draft pick, do you listen to what Mahomes and the offensive staff says, or do you show him your point?
No, I'd have to because he's Mahomes. He's Patrick Mahomes. And I would say, hey, man, I saw a linebacker sitting over there. That's why I didn't keep going across the field. And that's what I saw. And Mahomes would be like, no, asshole. When nobody was up, you need to keep running. And I'll be like, okay, boss, I got it. I'll keep running. He knows it because I'm quite sure, Mahomes is a professional, bro. He's been doing it at a high level. And if he say, hey, man, keep going across that formation, wasn't nobody over there, I'm not going to get you killed because I love you. I'm not going to get you hurt. Then you have to trust in that. And I think that's what that's about. But that's what rookie mistakes. That's what it's all about. Because you might see things, you might get spooked, and if you're not watching film and different things like that, if there's a guy over there, you sit down. If there's a guy not over there, you keep going. So that comes with experience and being in big football games and major games, and then eventually he'll get it late on in his career.
Being a number one draft pick, Harvey, I know you had two big games on Monday Night Football in October, your rookie season at home at Arrowhead against Buffalo and the Raiders. When you make a mistake like that and your quarterback, and I'm not going to say Patrick Mahomes called him out, because I don't think Patrick Mahomes called him out. He just said, hey, you should have keep running. What advice would you give to Xavier? What advice would you give to Xavier Worthy to keep his head up?
Hey man, just listen what them old veterans talking about. Because I had Steve DeBerg try to get on me, and I was just like, I wanted to cuss his ass out. And I was just, I had to catch myself. And it's like, bro, that you can't fist fight with Steve DeBerg, and he's been in the league for 3,000 years. He was here before Jesus, and he knows way more than you do. So you just got to swallow your pride and go with it, man. And just I played with so many great veterans, from Steve DeBerg to Christian Okoye to Tom McNair and Barry Word and guys like that gave me the game just to be quiet and listen and just watch a whole lot of film. And if you do that, you're gonna be successful. And I learned a lot from them guys. So when I went to the Raiders, bro, I was able to pass that knowledge on to younger guys like
Napoleon
guys
Kaufman,
that Kaufman and different guys like that, man.
Right. So your advice to Xavier would be to listen to your coaches and listen to your teammates, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody's gonna chew him out. I don't think anybody's going to be hard on him for that one play because he is a rookie. But, as a number one draft pick, Harvey, when you came in as a number one draft pick, I've always wanted to ask you this. After you were drafted as a number one draft pick, they usually say they have a banquet or they have some sort of get together for the number one draft pick. How was that for you?
Oh, bro, it was, you talking about when I first got drafted?
Yeah, like you just got drafted on a Saturday, number one draft pick. Then they had the banquet for you, come in on a Tuesday or Wednesday that week. How was that? What do they do for number one draft?
It was I was with my dad. I'm from Hempstead, Texas, man, and I got that phone call. I think it was a Saturday, or I don't remember. It was a Saturday. It was Saturday, but the night before that, we had a draft party here in my hometown in Hempstead, Texas. And it was like probably 3,000 people showed up, and then after the party, you don't sleep, and then you stay up for the draft, and just you get that phone call, and then next thing I know, I'm on an airplane going to Kansas City with my father, and my agent, his name was Mike Mirko. He's passed away since then, man. It was just Shag, coming down into Kansas City, bro. It was a beautiful thing, and then driving up the Arrowhead and going to that banquet. I had my little cheap ass suit on. I had on, and it was fantastic, bro. I had a great time, and I would, like I tell my kids, I can't even explain it. You would have to experience it if that makes sense.
What did you eat for dinner at that banquet?
Man, I think I like steak, and it was Lamar Hunt and his wife, and it was just I felt like. It's hard to explain because everybody is there for you.
Right. Yeah. That's what I wanted you to tell us.
Along with the other draft picks that was there, I'm really good friends with Tim Barnett. Tim Barnett was the second that I was taking. Yeah.
And then Joe Valerio.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And we still really good friends till this day. But that night I felt like all eyes was on me because I was the first round pick. And Derek was there, and then the next year
Dale Carter.
We had the same thing. Dale Carter was there, and I was there with him, and it was it's a great experience, man. When you dream for something for so long as a child, as a kid, and you playing in the streets, in the backyards of football, and then one day they're calling your name, and like right now, I'm looking at you, but I'm looking at my jersey in the back, in the background at your house, and then with my stuff in the background. That's an accomplishment. And a lot of people don't go through that. I've been around Hall of Famers. I play with Hall of Famers. I got a chance to play with Joe Montana. I got, I'm really good friends with, with Marcus Allen and Eric Dickerson, my idols and different things like Christian Okoye. Todd McNair to me is is one of the guys that he took the time along with Bruce Arians, which is a legend, bro. And
we're gonna get time.
Bruce was my running back coach, and he's just fantastic, man. So I'm so blessed, Shaggy. I'm so blessed, bro.
Amen to that. We're going to have Todd McNair on our show sometime next month. He's going to join us for a post game, and we're going to break it down with him.
Yeah.
It's going to be an honor to have him as a guest. I want to thank you for that, because that was my personal question. I wanted to know, as a number one draft pick, how you're treated when you come in, because they always have the player come in. So that was my geeky question of the night. But I needed to know.
Did I answer it?
Oh, yes, you did, buddy. And there's probably going to be more of them as the season progresses. Harvey, let's do it. Let's do the category. What was the Harvey hell no of the game? That's the category. Harvey's hell no.
I just think that we should just run the ball how, commit to running the football. We know what we got at quarterback. We know what we got at tight end. I know I was banging on Kelsey a little bit tonight, and I just think with Pacheco, we don't know how long he's going to be out, but with Steele and with Hunt coming in and P-Ron, I think we're gonna be okay, bro. Them guys are big and strong, and just run hard and put a little more, relax your hips a little bit. So you can do your Michael Jackson, get a little bit of wiggle. I think we're gonna be okay, along with Rice and with the guys that we're throwing the football to. I think we can be okay. It's gonna be hard to beat Kansas City, I really do. Along with Mahomes back there, running the ship.
Okay, Harvey's hip hip hooray. Who gets the game ball for Harvey's hip hip hooray?
Rice, Mr. Rice.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Rice did his thing. You probably gonna pick somebody else, but Rice did his thing tonight, man. He really did, and he shows he's a big time player. And I think between here and the next 4 or 5 years from now, I think he's gonna be a superstar. I really do.
Yes, Rice did his thing, but thank God, like I said, Nick Bolton is back near the line of scrimmage, and he played that fourth. It was really 3rd and 1, and then they got him 3rd and 1, and then with the game on the line, Nick Bolton made the freaking play.
That's your guy?
For my player of the game, just because big players make big plays in big games. I tell you what, Harvey, I asked your hip hip arrays, and this is about you. And
let me hear you. I want to hear yours. Hold on. I got a football around here somewhere. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me grab a football. I don't think I can even jump up and get a football. I got a football way up there somewhere. I can't get it up there. Can you? Hold on. Can you see my footballs up here? I'm gonna turn my camera up there. I can't jump up there and get my football.
You got several footballs. There's a lot of footballs
up there, man.
Hey, yeah. Well, I'll tell you.
I was gonna jump up there and get a football, but I would say Rice is mine, and you said who?
Nick Bolton, the guy who made the tackle at the end, middle linebacker, fourth year linebacker out of Missouri, who, like I said, he's been lost in coverage because Spagnola's had him down the field. Isaiah likely burned him in week 1, and Baltimore nearly tied that game or sent to overtime or won it on a 2-point conversion. He was burnt a lot in that game, and the tight ends tore him up against Cincinnati because he was downfield. I said on our show on Arrowhead Allies, on Starcade Media, I said I want to get Nick Bolton back near the line of scrimmage. I said that on Tuesday, and thank God he was near the line of scrimmage and not trying to cover a tight end, not very good down the field. He saw the run and he shot the gap. And he shot the gap in the play.
So let me ask you this: when you're watching a football game, are you more predicated on watching offense or defense?
I'm about momentum. And of course, I want to see the players make the play when it matters the most. Obviously, when I look at it in totality, Rashee Rice had a great game. Mm-hmm. I thank God his hit and run is being pushed back until January and February, because if things started happening in that Dallas courthouse right now, there's a chance that Roger Goodell could say Monday or Tuesday, 10-game suspension for Rashee Rice for that incident that happened on March 31st down in Dallas, Texas. So I'm glad they got that pushed out, because he's looking like a solid number 1 wide receiver. So I take heed to what you say, Harvey. If you say Rashee Rice gets the game ball, then I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just saying, okay, I also want to give it to Nick Bolton because of the fact that he's had 2 bad games and he ends up winning the game. And he suffered a lot of injuries tonight. I think he went out twice. So that was concerning to me too.
That's the beautiful thing about what we do, man, because everybody has an opinion. And
right.
I say Rice, and at the end of the day, it's about getting that W. And I'm a Kansas City fan. Even my Raiders got their ass mashed on today. So I'm LSU. I'm LSU. I'm Kansas City, and I'm a Raiders. Man, Raiders look so bad today, bro. I got what? It was just bad. Right. It's cool. It's cool when Kansas City and the Raiders win and LSU win. I'm happy. I mean, I turn into like Frankenstein if it's not 3-0, bro. Raiders look so bad. I don't know, but Kansas City pulled it out tonight. I'm happy.
Right. Well, man, we got the Chargers next week. The Chargers lost Justin Herbert in the second half. They also lost John Alt's son, who was the fourth overall pick in this year's draft. He's been playing right tackle. So there's a lot of concern about the Chiefs going to the Chargers because the Chargers are back up. I believe their backup quarterback is a guy by the name of Ian Stick. The Chiefs played him last year in the final game of the season. But what I will say, out of respect to the Chargers going into next week, regardless of their injury status, is their head coach is Jim Harbaugh. He's going to have Jim Harbaugh's going to have.
I just wrote that down right there. Harbaugh. Them dudes can coach, bro. It's not going to be a piece of cake. It's not going to be a walk in the park because they're going to be ready for us.
Yeah. Jim Harbaugh is definitely going to have those guys ready to play, even if it is Stick at quarterback in an unfamiliar.
And guess what? And guess what, Shaggy? He got his brother. That's the head coach for the Baltimore Ravens. That's gonna be. I don't care what they say. They give up trade secrets and they talk on a daily basis and they help each other. And it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah. But a quick preview in my opinion, for next week, the Chiefs have got to be able to sustain drives without settling for field goals. Butker's getting so hot kicking field goals that he mixed an extra point tonight. We hope that's not a problem moving forward. I doubt it because Butker is the best kicker in the National Football League. But the Chiefs have to sustain the drives. Kelsey has to be more of a factor. He's going to be 35 October 5th or 6th. And he's got a show coming out on FX.
He does.
He's playing a show coming out on FX that's going to be coming out. He's got a bit part on something coming out, and he's also working on how are you smarter than a fifth grader, a game show. So he's got a lot going on.
Yeah, that's why he's moving so slow. That's probably why he's moving so slow, man. Like, like my daddy said, you doing too much, man. You doing too much. So, if you were that popular, Harvey, as Travis Kelce, and you're doing game shows, you're host of a game show that's coming out, and you're on movies that are coming out, and sitcoms coming out. What's your dad gonna say to you? My daddy couldn't tell me not on nothing. Hey, guess what? I'll be doing the same thing that Travis is doing. I'll probably be even moving more slower than him. And I'm with old girl. Come on, bro. What? If I was with Halle Berry, I'd be moving in super slow motion, man. What? Janet Jackson?
No, I put you with Whitney Houston last week, remember?
No, you know what? I was gonna tell you, man. I love you, my brother, but Whitney ain't got enough ass for me. I'm. Hey, I like that right there. I don't like that. Whitney was too thin for me, man. So I'm Janet Jackson, Halle Berry. I'm like J-Lo.
Harvey Williams keeping it real. Hell yes, Harvey. I love you, man. Thanks for staying up late with me again. Thank God.
You're my brother, man.
Yeah, you too, man. So next week's game is a 3 o'clock, 3:20 start. So the post game won't have to be after 11 o'clock. These night games are weighing on us, old man. I'm 54. Harvey, you're 56 or 57,
Yes,
right?
sir.
If you don't mind.
And I got my bottle of Geritol right here, so I'm good.
All right, folks. Until next Sunday following Chiefs and Chargers, let's go 4-0, baby. Come on.
Sir.
This is Shaggy, Shane, and Harvey saying, go Chiefs.
Yes, sir.